going.
Hey guys, welcome to the first edition of 3B outside of 3B. So this is going to be new for me and it's going to be new for you as well. So let's try to go through it. The first thing we're going to do every day is we're going to go through the schedule of what we're going to do. So our math class, instead of being inside of our school, we're going to be doing it outside of school, so we can learn before we actually come. Let's take a look. The schedule for today is we're going to do our learning target. We're going to talk about the key vocabulary. We're going to talk about how we measure circles. And we're going to talk about circles in real life. So if you had to guess, I'm sure you would guess now that we are talking about circles today. All right. Let's take a look here. So our learning target says, show how to measure a circle and define the key vocabulary. Then I can tell how we use circles in everyday life. All right, so let's move first to our key vocabulary, and we've already written all these down. Now, the nice thing about learning through a camera and on the internet is that you can pause the video at any time. So you don't have to say, teacher, slow down, because you can pause me, you can reverse me, you can fast forward me. It's all up to you. So take your time with this. Let's take a look at the first part that we've talked, what we're going to talk about for circles. The first part is called the center point. And this is the middle of the circle. This would be a good thing to write down in your key vocabulary part of your notes. Your key vocabulary. Then, let's take a look at our radius. The radius is the distance from the edge of the circle to the end, or to the center point. So we have our center point here. Our center point this is 3 centimeters from the edge of the circle to the center point. Okay, again, this will all just be writing this down for right now. So take your time. If you need to pause it, pause it. The next one we have is called the diameter. The diameter is the distance across an entire circle. The distance across an entire circle. So it starts here and it goes all the way across, going right through the center point. And again, pause the video so you can write it down. Let's take a look at our last key vocabulary, which is all the way at the front. Our last key vocabulary is a harder one. It's called circumference. Circumference. And circumference means the distance around a circle. So all the way around the circle is the circumference. So the circumference may be 32 centimeters, going all the way around. Again, pause the video if you need to write this. You need to write this down. This would be a good place to put, or a good thing to put inside your key vocabulary page. So now we're actually going to get into how we measure circles and what we actually use. First thing you'll probably need, and you might have at home, is a ruler, which we use a lot in geometry. The second thing is right down here. It's called a compass. Okay, these are used for making perfect circles. So you put one end down and you spin it around like this, and it makes a perfect circle. Okay? This is a compass. You might have one of these at home. If you don't, that's okay. We're also going to be making them at school the next day. So, when we talk about how we're measuring circles, the first important thing to use is we have a circle, we have a center point. Now, this center point tells us about where everything is measured from, where it all starts from. This is called a center point. And we talked a little bit about that with the vocabulary, okay? The second part is our radius. So this is where you have to take your ruler, and I measure from this line out to the edge here, and that's called our radius. So our radius, guys, is this little line from the center point out to the edge of the circle. And if I want to measure that, I take this and I say, oh, look at that, it's 9.5 centimeters. Okay? Now, the next thing we talked about center point, we talked about radius, and we talked about a diameter. Now, a diameter is what? Well, a diameter goes all the way across the circle. Okay. how could I figure out the diameter? Well, I could measure it. That's one way. But there's another way I could do it. What's the radius equals 9.5. Because some of you are really good at math, you know that this line and this line are the same. So what could we do? Well, we could put 9.5 plus 9.5 equals 0, carry the 1, 18. So it should be 19 centimeters. Let's check it out. Oh my goodness, exactly 19 centimeters. So the diameter, the radius is half of the diameter. So the diameter we know is all the way across. All the way across. Okay? Alright. So those are two pretty cool ways to measure how big a circle is. This wonderful tool can help us draw perfect circles. So we can measure here. It's 3 centimeters there. So across would be how many centimeters? You got it. 6 centimeters all the way across. Okay? Alright. And that's a wonderful compass that helps us make perfect circles. Now, when you draw a circle, it's probably not going to be perfect, but you can get pretty close. Okay, and our last one that's a little bit harder to measure is called a diameter, or excuse me, a circumference. A circumference goes all the way around. Now, if I try to take a ruler and measure this, it doesn't work. We can't measure curved lines with rulers. It doesn't work. Okay? But for a challenge problem, I'm going to tell you how to do that. So boys and girls, as you can see on the screen, we have C at the top. It says C equals 2r and then pi. Okay, that is the formula to find the circumference of a circle. You can see a circle that has a radius of 10 centimeters right there. And all the things that you would need to figure out the challenge problem. I'm looking for the circumference of that circle. If you can bring that to school and show me, I will give you extra bill bucks. Good luck!
Okay.
So, now it's math joke time. I'm going to try to do at least 1 or 2 math jokes every time we do this. And this one is a geometry joke. What do you call 2 L's? We call them parallel. Alright. Sounds good, guys. The next thing we're going to do is, our last part is circles in real life. If we look around this room, it's a little bit messy, but that's okay. We're going to look around and see if we can find some circles. Miss Heather, do you want to pan over to this wall? Does anybody see a circle? I do. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 circles on the wall. Okay? And we notice that circles are 2D. 2D means two-dimensional. They're not round. We'll talk about 3D shapes in a little bit, but these circles on the wall are definitely circles. Okay? Let's take a look back here. Do we see any more circles? Do we see any more circles? Oh yeah. I see another one. Right here. Okay? This face of this clock is a circle. Circle, circle, circle. What else? What else? Oh. On here I see a circle. Behind our other chart there's another circle. Miss Heather, is this a circle?
Yes.
Really? Why do you think this is a circle?
Why do I think it's a circle?
Yeah.
Because it looks like a circle.
It is not a circle. Why not? Well, I can't spin it. Maybe I can't spin it anyway. A circle couldn't be spun on my hand. This is a sphere. It's 3D, so we have to be careful. 3-dimensional objects are not called circles. So, let's look back here. We found some circles. I bet you if you looked around the room in your house, you could probably find a couple circles too. So we've been talking a lot about floor plans. Now, let's take a look at this one. Miss Heather, do you see any circles in this floor plan?
No, I do not.
No circles. It looks kind of like a cool house, a little bit boring, but let's add some circles to it. Well, I'll put one right here, right in the entranceway. I'm going to make it a fountain. Ooh, beautiful fountain in the entranceway. Now, one thing I have to do is I have to see, well, I have to tell the builders, how big is this? How big is this fountain and is it going to fit? So maybe I could say this is 15 meters long, and I have to measure this. Oh, will this fit inside the 15 meters? I need to see what is the, Miss Heather, when we go across the circle, it's called a
Diameter.
Ooh, what's the diameter? Oh, well, looks like the diameter is 10 meters. Perfect, it's going to fit. We also have to do how big the circumference is. Now, some of you might be able to tell me what the circumference of this fountain is tomorrow using C equals pi r squared. Okay? 2 pi r. There you go. Sorry, 2 pi r. So, guys, maybe you can show me the circumference of that tomorrow. What would the radius of this be? If the diameter is 10 and the radius, so the diameter is 10 and the radius is half of that, 10 divided by 2 equals, oh yeah, 5. So the radius equals 5. The diameter equals 10. And the circumference? I don't know.
Mr. Luke,
Yes.
what is 5 what? Centimeters? Inches?
5 meters.
5
meters. Okay. We could also add other things. Maybe I want to add, like a castle. I could add some towers to the front of my house. Okay. I could also in the back, I could make a half circle. And this could be my elevator. Cool. Circles make our life a little bit more fun, and they're all around us. They are really, really important. Okay, now this is the last important thing that you need. On your paper, I need you to write the secret word. Just so I know that, hey, you watched this video. Okay, the secret word for the day is compass. Please write that somewhere onto your notes page so I know that you actually watched the video. I hope you enjoyed our first video, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you write them down and you bring it to school. See you later.